Are you okay? Everyone good. Fire now. Return fire. Everybody is good. Fire and go. Let's go. Fire them. Jump over. Fire them.
This is the Nigerian army.
Let's go. Let's go.
So they happen
Gentlemen,
between the
let's go.
NIG
Jump
and
up.
the men
Let's
of
go
the
now.
UGM for that place. You can see
Fire now.
the army then they say fire them, fire now, fire now. See them also so this thing they do. I never know say na so what front they do as they do. If you dey bump again, you want make you become soldier, make your hand there more, make you know what you dey do. You hear you shout out, say come back, go front, fire.
Come back small. See, raise those machine. God, wow, let's go front now. Let's go. Get up, let's go front. Return fire. Those machine because of fuel, raise them up. Everybody is good. Get up. The ammunition don't finish. Get up. Let's go fire movement. Good one. Jump up from this side.
Wow.
Let's go. Use them. Wow. Leave the machine. The ammunition don't finish. Let's go. Let's go.
Now this thing they like waiting the happen for all these American movies. Maybe small thing. If you see gallant soldiers, make you the salama them to Ali. Anyway, where you see gallant soldiers, the salama them to Ali. Waiting the sub, no be child's play. No be waiting on the chair, Papa. You see as it happen. Knock them short. Talk of Maricana, knock you short, bro. Maricana, knock you short.
Clear them. Good one, dear.
You dey sham.
Good one.
Again there.
Let the other people come and marry up here.
Again there. Na so you dey short. Meanwhile, this is between the NIG, them boys, and the UGM, them boys for inside the booth there. Inside there, you know how they do.
Stay here.
To promo, for them to share them from inside that booth. And that place where you see, the place for gallant men. Pekin, mama no dey tell Pekin, say no go. Get those things really happen that I say never motala mo ba mo soja bi ni mo. Ago bela mo soja mo.
The ammo don't finish.
Let me come on ni baba ni. Simba to kwala mo ni simba to kwala mo nanya simba to kwala mo ni obi. Mami simba laga.
Watch back. Wait.
Onega banumbo ma sabia.
Now the light you are in there, right?
That's what it is. All right, welcome back. You don't see us they happen for that side pan there, and the men to men them, and then they parabrate for that face to face. We say they watch there. According to the information, we say drop for my table. You be saying that the men of the NIG and the men of them boys, and then they quatora face to face. Asenam bena abu bialo mba no fu ya kalili bia mba fo. Blosa nkwa osina bena bu bialo no gbanu no fu ya kalili bia mba fo. Meanwhile, Nnamdi Kanu gives condition for true reconciliation once international airport seaport in southeast makes shocking revelation. Let's go to the full detail of the information as it is hot. Nnamdi Kanu gives condition for true reconciliation once international airport seaport in the southeast makes shocking revelation. Despite his travails, including failing health at a solitary confinement at the Abuja headquarters of the Department of State Service, DSS, where he has been detained since 2021 following his abduction in Kenya an extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. Leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has again spoken truth to power without blinking an eye. The IPOB leader cleared the air over some misconception around his position on the future of Nigeria, insisting on either genuine wholesome restructuring of the country or referendum for the Biafran people. Kanu, whose position was relayed to Wawa News Global via his younger brother Prince Emmanuel Kanu, that said, contrary to the erroneous thinking in some quarters, that he was not averse to any genuine reconstruction of Nigeria along the 1963 Constitution. He, however, insisted that unless those opposed to holistic restructuring of Nigeria repented, his demand for Biafra referendum to remain unchanged. Prince Emmanuel quoted Kanu as saying, "We are not averse to the genuine restructuring of the country. We know that the country cannot grow or make progress under the current unworking unitary structure. The facts are clear for all to see. Our position remains the same as our submission in the presence of Professor Ben Mwabueze and Evangelist Elliot Ugochukwu Uko on the 30th of August 2017 at the meeting with the Southeast governors in Enugu. We have no reason to subtract our position 6 years ago. We reiterate that we are not opposed to the casual but wholesome restructuring of the country along the 1963 Constitution." He blamed those who plotted his unsuccessful elimination in September 14, 2017 for the current sad security situation in the Southeast. He said those who disrupted the 2017 peace process only engineered and activated the unpleasant experience of the past 3 years. Had they allowed the second meeting of September 15, 2017 to hold, meaningful outcome would have been long achieved. The unprovoked invasion of my family home instead on the September 14, 2017, which led to the unitary death of dozens of citizens and inspired the demise of my parents, created the unsavory atmosphere that engulfed the region moving forward. Kanu gave conditions for true reconciliation, insisting that the grossly marginalized Southeast and the entire Biafra land should be rebuilt and brought at par with other regions of the country. Without mincing words, Kanu demanded the sitting of a viable commercial seaport and functional cargo international airport in the southeast to help revamp the economy of the region. Establishment of a long-denied critical infrastructure in our region, commercial seaport, international airport with cargo wing, rail services, and other deliberately denied infrastructure. Kanu also boldly explained that the growing agitation for the restoration of Biafra is as a result of the entrenched injustice against Biafrans in the Nigerian state. Those determined on riding on fellow citizens as donkeys should understand that their refusal to treat every region fairly is at the root of our agitation for justice and equality, said Mr. Kanu. The people of the region desire to be treated fairly and treated right. We stand by a demand for justice, equity, and fairness for all. This is our position. Prince Emmanuel further quoted Kanu as saying, "My position has remained unchanged for very many years. Regardless of my unjust and unfair incarceration, our demand for a referendum to determine whether our people will choose to remain in the country that has so unlikely treated us for decades remain the goal, unless those opposing the wholesome restructuring of the country repents. We are resolute about the oppressor leaves us no choice. Since the 1980s and the 1990s, every plea to return the country to the 1963 Constitution has sadly fallen on deaf ears, leaving us no choice than to find any avenue that will generate a safe future and better tomorrow for our unborn children. We have no regrets whatsoever articulating a better future for our progeny." Being mocked consistently over our earlier demand for an early return to true federalism and devolution of powers, we saw we had no other choice than to work towards a referendum to determine our future. Our decision and preference for our own country, where our children will be fairly treated, is as a result of the unacceptable, unabating mistreatment since 1966. First, the horrendous program, then the bitter war, the deliberate disempowerment after the war, the 20-pound offer, the scorched earth policy, and war of attrition viciously visited on our region ever since. The deliberate denial of critical federal government-driven basic infrastructure such as a functional commercial seaport, railways, international airport with cargo wing, dry port, container terminal, greater electricity generation, export-free zone, and east-west railway and road network that will help our people feel like being truly part of the country, confirms our second-class status, which we reject. The unkind marginalization we have suffered as a region since 1970 is only possible because of the centralized structure enabled by the unitary 1999 Constitution. We remain committed to our demand for a referendum as long as those totally opposed to the restructuring of the country along the lines of true federalism and power devolution continues to resist the cry for a new fair, just and equitable constitution along the lines of the 1963 Republican Constitution. We will be betraying our people and selling away their future if we continue to wobble along this unhelpful 1999 unitary constitution designed and written and given by the unelected soldiers. I led marches in the UK pleading for a consensual restructuring of the country via a constitutional conference and the enthronement of a new people's constitution all through the 1990s. We were mocked and ridiculed consistently by a small clique of compatriots who claimed they were born to rule. Their stiff opposition to a peaceful restructuring of the country made our agitation inevitable. They are simply telling us to go to hell and do our worst. At the meeting with the Southeast governors on 30th August 2017, I pleaded with the governors to plead with Mr. President to begin the early reconstruction of the country along the lines of true federalism and devolution of power to the 1963 Constitution. I also pleaded for affirmative action to expedite the immediate construction of the earlier mentioned deliberately denied infrastructure in our region. The response was a vicious military attack to violently eliminate me on the 14th of September 2017, a day before the follow-up concluding meeting. Kano, who pursues Biafra restoration through non-violence, has continued to enjoy wide fellowship, especially among the Igbo youth, both within and outside the country, despite his continued incarceration. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain, and if this is your first time of actually joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first we will collect them. This one is coming from Mazi Carlo. Will be Mazi Nandi Kano's brother. Don the talk say the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra has dropped conditions of which he might say, okay, now I can lay down my guard, but apart from that, he will not be able to do anything. Meanwhile, thank you for listening. God bless you.